All right, welcome back. Good to see you. Um, I'm wearing a new shirt, paisley, blue paisley with a red sweater, just a flip of what it was the last time. We're not going to span down to see my outfit because I watched the playback on yesterday's and that was a little too real, and y'all don't need to see all that mess. Let's just pretend I'm skinny and cute, and we're going to photograph from here up. And if I keep getting fatter during this quarantine, we're going to start photographing from here up. So just bear with me. We're going to jump right in. We're on page 21, the very first blog post from September 7th, 2011. He has arrived with recliner and dog. The dad is en route to my house today. He left his sisters in Alabama on Friday, and I am not so much having second thoughts as simply running through the scenarios in my head about how this will work exactly. I haven't lived with my family since I left for graduate school at the age of 23. It's not like I don't have anything in common with my father. As you know, we share oddly short legs, weird feet, and the belief I'm adopted. I'm definitely more like my mother. The dad is a good old boy in every sense of the word. There are many things on which our opinions and beliefs differ. Money, religion, hygiene, and style are just a few. Books, food, and laughter are among the very few areas where we can find common ground. Although, as a diabetic, you would think he would avoid sugar more than I, but you would be wrong. He just arrived sipping a Mountain Dew because diet drinks taste funny. I titled this blog Penny Loafers at the Rodeo as it encapsulates the inherent differences between us. I have actually worn penny loafers to a rodeo. He hasn't worn penny loafers ever, I don't think. When he arrived, his truck was completely packed like the Joes escaping the Dust Bowl, y'all. He had purchased a tarp to protect his belongings, including a power chair, recliner, suitcases, and a four-wheeled walker. It had seen better days, weathering the rain and wind from Tropical Storm Lee as he drove from Alabama through Texas on his way here. I almost laughed, but then it hit me. He has two different pieces of equipment to help him get around. I keep forgetting he's old, y'all. Old like the Pope. He turned 70 in July, and it's odd to see him in this light. I remember him as the strong, loud, slightly scary man who I always view with a mixture of fear and respect. He wasn't a very loving man in the sense of those dads from those 1980s TV commercials. He wasn't and still isn't a hugger. But he did show love in the ways he knew. He would buy me things he thought I would like. He would have my mother cook my favorite things when I visited home. He would make jokes, sometimes at my expense, just to make me laugh. He did love me, but I was too dramatic in an overblown 90210 sort of way, even though I didn't really like that show. It wasn't very good. To recognize he was doing the best he could with a son he truly didn't understand. I guess it's come full circle. He didn't know what to do with me, but he let me stick around for as long as I needed, and now it's my turn. I've just got to be sure to have enough Febreze. He seems to smell like old man. Somebody throw up a prayer. Saturday, September 10th, 2011, more funk than George Clinton. Other than an exponential increase in toilet paper usage that would indicate the arrival of a small family of refugees, the routine hasn't been a huge adjustment. I guess it's because we are in the vacation phase of any move. You know, the time when you don't actually feel like you've really moved, you just feel like you're on vacation? I mean, we've eaten out and shopped, which is typical of the agenda when anyone visits me. We've been thrift store shopping and shoe shopping. It's been a long time since I ran across anyone not homeless who only had one pair of shoes. And grocery shopping. One thing he has shared more than I would have liked is his, shall we say, aroma. The array and frequency of the discharge from his person is both frightening and awe-inspiring. Like if you saw Queen Elizabeth on the toilet. Now, I hoped I wouldn't have to devolve into such a pedestrian topic so soon, but as I write, my eyes are burning a bit and my trusty Febreze bottle is gently weeping next to me. We are working overtime and making little headway to curtail the fragrance in the room that has recently been designated a hot zone by the Environmental Protection Agency. I'm not trying to be mean. It's not like I'm without sin in this arena, but this funk has grown like an overcaffeinated kudzu, people. And it's keeping me on my toes, too. Each and every time he gets up from his chair, which is fairly often due to his water pills, I leap into action like those NASCAR crews. I jump up Febreze bottle in hand, and spray like one of those aggressive perfume tester girls who used to inhabit fine department stores nationwide. I try to ensure I finish the job before he comes back. I don't want to be rude. Of course, he has caught on, as his chair is a bit moist when he sits again. I almost had him convinced the moisture was from him, but he very sagely concluded it had to have been your little smell-good squirty bottle, as he would never pee myself. I might dirty myself if I farted too hard. I'll spare you the remainder of his musing. We are having a good time, I must admit. It's been fun to show him my world, as he calls it. I keep forgetting he hasn't seen any place I've ever lived since I moved from Biloxi in 2002. I always saw him at my sister's, my brother's, or his sister's. We've shopped for a number of things from bath mats to ice trays because he has an issue with drinks that don't look cold enough. He makes his hems and haws about me not doing anything special for him, but I know he enjoys it, and so do I. I love to find a bargain, and that I can immediately brag about it is priceless. We both got shoes, house and tennis, yesterday, and then I broiled pork chops and steamed some veggies for supper. I thought about trying to avoid obvious instigators like broccoli and onions, but seeing as how oxygen and water apparently make the man gassy, it's a fight I shall lose, dear friends. Like Custer at The Last Stand if the Native Americans smelled like feet and butt. After supper we watched Cops looking for relatives. I'm kidding, of course, but as the TV got louder, I took leave to my room to gather my thoughts. I never realized how quiet I actually am at home. I rarely make noise, and this is the first time I've had cable in more than 4 years, so I've never watched this much TV. I usually survive with Netflix, and I read a lot. He reads as well, but with the TV going on in the background. He's like the teenager I once was, without the aggressive derision, but definitely with the odd clothing choices. He's decided he wants to find himself a fedora or a top hat. When I asked why, he said, "I want people to look at me when I walk by." I asked, "Are you saying that they aren't looking at you now? Because I assure you they are." He said, "Want a fedora make me look cool?" I replied, "No, not even a little bit. Now pick up your teeth and put them in your pocket until supper." I'm kidding, of course, but only about the tea. Thank you. We'll see you next time.